Hi, my name is Terry and welcome to the town of Aurora's multicultural festival, the Virtual Cooking Tours. Today we're going to bring you a series of events that take you on a culinary trip around the world without leaving your kitchen. So first, let's thank Desjardins for sponsoring this event and making it all possible. Now, sit back, grab your passport, and let's go for a travel class. Today we're going to Italy, and thanks to Desjardins for being a sponsor, we're going to learn to do a Torte Caprese, which is a classic flourless chocolate cake from the Isle of Caprese. So what you will need for this recipe is 6 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, chopped as fine as you possibly can, 12 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I've used black cocoa powder. You can use Dutch processed, any kind of cocoa powder you want. 1 cup of sugar, 2 cups of almond flour. Be careful not to get almond meal, that's something totally different, so you want almond flour. 4 eggs separated, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then some icing sugar at the end. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop the chocolate. You're gonna put your chocolate on the board, heel down, fingers up, keeping your fingers away because you have to be safe. And then just grind it down slowly until the pieces are somewhat broken up. When it gets to the little ones, which can be a little hard, I just shift the size and away you go. We're gonna dump it in with the butter. Now this can be melted in a microwave at 30-second intervals. 30 seconds, take it out, stir it. 30 seconds, take it out, over and over again until it's smooth and glossy. I prefer a double boiler. It's just more control. You're gonna put your bowl over a pot of simmering water, and that's simmering. Make sure it's not boiling, and make sure the bottom of your bowl does not touch the pot. This will give you more control over the melting process, but will take longer. This amount of chocolate and butter will melt for probably about 1.5 minutes in a microwave. Here, it's gonna take us about 10 minutes. So we'll be back when it's all melted and smooth and show you the finished product. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. Our chocolate and our butter is nice and melty. We're just gonna set it aside. And now we're gonna separate the 4 eggs. The easiest way I find is to dump all the eggs in here, reach in and just pull the yolks out. And that way you can make sure it's a nice clean pull and all the whites are here and all the yolks are there. Okay? So now we're gonna whip these. So come on over here. We're gonna whip our egg whites. Now this is gonna get a little loud, so what we're gonna do is about 1 minute, we're gonna get them to a soft peak, and then we're gonna gradually add 1/2 cup of the sugar out of the 1 cup we previously mentioned. Okay, here goes. Now that it's a little bit foamy, we're gonna add the sugar, gradually beating it until we get a nice stiff peak. Okay, it's been a few minutes. You have your stiff peaks, which means your peak stays. And actually a really good trick is if you can hold the bowl over your head and it doesn't move, you're good to go with your meringue. We're gonna do the same thing to the egg yolks with the remaining 1/2 of sugar, but in the meantime, I'm gonna put the meringues in the fridge just because it's so warm in the kitchen. Okay, we're gonna mix the yolks until they're pale and yellow. Break them up. Add the sugar. And keep going until they make a ribbon. Okay, again, it's been a few minutes. And we went with the sugar and the egg yolks until pale and yellow and ribbon stage, which means if you lift it, it will hold a ribbon on the top for a few minutes and then fade in. Okay, so we're gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla to your chocolate mix. Then we're gonna add the lovely fluffy egg yolks that we just worked on. Put it all in there. And we're gonna mix it on high for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's well incorporated. Okay, this is what it looks like once we've added the eggs. And now we're gonna mix in our cocoa powder, our almond flour. We're gonna mix that in together until incorporated. You can use a mixer if you want. I just find it's easy by hand. Folding over motion will help keep everything light, but you want to mix until all of it is incorporated, so there's no more streaks. Okay. So your batter's tightened up, the flour and the chocolate have absorbed each other, so now we have to lighten this up, and we're going to do that with our meringue. In 1/3 increments, you're going to fold in your meringue. Down and over, and mix it together gently. This is the last 1/3, and you're gonna fold again. Cut down the middle, fold over, turn your bowl. Cut, down, turn your bowl. And you're just gonna keep doing this because you're incorporating all that air that we put into the meringue into your batter. Keep going until those egg whites are all mixed in. Okay, I've put it in a greased, prepared springform pan, and now we're gonna bake it at 325 for 40 to 50 minutes. Halfway through, you're gonna rotate the pan. Okay, our cake came out of the oven. We cooled it off to room temperature for about 2 hours. Powdered sugar all over the place. Cut and serve.